I don't know if any of your listeners probably are familiar with the work of David Hawkins, the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He has that, you can see that spiral if you look at emotional vibration, the chart of the emotions and the vibrations. So, the lowest vibrating emotion is shame, which vibrates at 20. And then it goes up to 1,000, which is, pure unity, consciousness, enlightenment. And so, and under 200, it's still within the ego, and then over 200, it's, you go into but so, for instance, when you're at 500, an individual who's at 500, which is unconditional love, it's not like 5 people at 100. It's like 750,000 of people at lower vibrations. So we feel that really the way to save the world or help the world or change the world, it's not saving, but it's really to help individuals, each of us, to raise our vibration. Because one person that does that work helps so many people around themselves.
Hey Natural Biohacker, and welcome to a new show on the Natural Biohacking podcast with two very, very interesting people, like always, but now we are on Koh Phangan with these two beautiful human beings, and they are the soul doctors, and their names are Cecile and Misha, and they're helping entrepreneurs and visionaries to have a real impact on the world and to make a vibrational shift. And what they do exactly, they will hopefully explain us today. Hi, Misha and Cecile.
Hi.
Hey, Robin.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here at your wonderful house in Koh Phangan. And you traveled for quite a long time, and now you're here on Koh Phangan. Why?
We love Asia, so we've spent the past 15 years, I think, in Asia.
Yeah,
and hopping between Bali and Chiang Mai, and Koh Phangan has recently become a home because we were escaping air pollution in Chiang Mai, and then
they burn the fields, right?
Yeah, they burn the fields. It used to be 2 months a year. Now it's more like 4 months a year. Sometimes 5. So we came down here because of that, and then we got COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
And now we decided this is a great place to stay.
Yeah, it was such a great lockdown place. You guys were locked down here as well, right?
Yeah.
We were the chosen ones, really. It felt like everyone felt so blessed to be here. I think it was just one of those amazing lockdown spots.
So we can say you are infected by Koh Phangan and not by the virus.
Right, yeah. And yes, for the travel part as well, you asked, and I know there's a lot of people who are digital nomads now, and we're kind of the old school nomads ourselves. Before digital,
I'm a second generation nomad.
Yeah.
So,
my parents were the typewriter nomads, perhaps.
Okay.
In those days, and they became nomads in the 1960s.
Wow.
So I was born in Japan.
They're German.
Traveled all my life. They're German.
Yeah.
And I've been traveling. The longest I've lived anywhere was 8 years in London. And then, usually moving every few years.
Okay. What did you do on your travels? Like, you don't always coaching like entrepreneurs, or?
We've just lived in different countries, more than traveled. We've lived here 1 year, here 2 years, here 3 years. We really enjoy going somewhere and then getting to know the place and living in the place rather than just visiting and coming back to.
So really slow kind of travel.
Yeah, just, getting into the culture, getting into the vibe, getting into the local community and the community of expat and all of that. So we've enjoyed that And we met in Hong Kong in '94.
Yeah.
And since then, we've been, living in different countries.
Yeah. On all continents.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do Antarctica, but
not yet.
Not yet. But yeah,
Africa.
We've been there, but no, we haven't lived there.
Did you have an approach to travel more, or to just going into the cultures and getting to know the people, or you wanted working while traveling? Because you said you are the old school nomad. What was your goal maybe for the travels, for the journeys?
It's a way that I've lived my whole life, so I don't really have any other bearing or interest. I can't imagine settling down indefinitely anywhere. Some of the children that I grew up with had the opposite. As soon as they finished university, they bought a house and they never left.
Yeah.
And they don't want to leave the town, the country.
I know this kind of people. Yeah.
So they had enough in their childhood. But for me, it went the other way. And I really enjoy it. And it's not that we're always very happy wherever we are. Mm-hmm. And circumstances lead to us moving.
Yeah.
And then we're amazingly happy in the new spot. And we never look back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We never missed the other place. It was great. It was perfect. And now we're amazingly happy where we are. Okay. So we just continue that way.
And another thing is I'm French, but I haven't lived in France for 30 years. And I really enjoy being a foreigner. I really, really enjoy not being in my own country. When I come back to France, I feel that I understand too much about what's going on. and I can see the mentality, and I can see behind what how people are interacting. And so I just love being this foreign resident in another country, and interacting at that level with people where it's all super nice and super cool, and I just love that. I think you guys probably like that too, right?
Yeah, I love it also to be a foreigner and to just explore other cultures and And Cecile, how did you both get to know each other, or what?
We met in '94.
94.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yeah. And then we traveled. We moved in 97, 98 to Ibiza, and then we moved to
New York.
We lived in Australia. I lived in India before. We lived in
London. Italy.
Italy.
Brazil.
Brazil, we had a baby in Brazil.
Yeah.
2 children were born in Bali. Maybe we forgot some place.
Yeah, I'm sure we did. I counted, I've lived in 48 different homes, proper homes, where I really lived for a year or so.
Yeah. What did you like the most? Like a country or home?
I have a strong... I always feel at home in some strange way in Tokyo, where I was born, although I don't speak Japanese anymore.
Yeah.
I love Istanbul.
Yeah.
I love Switzerland. I love the Alps. I love New York. I love London. I love certain parts of it. I have great memories in all these places.
We love Thailand, obviously.
But having been all around the world, I always get drawn back to Southeast Asia. Okay. I mean, we met in Hong Kong. We loved Hong Kong as a city.
Yeah.
But then Southeast Asia, this area, this Buddhist vibration, it's very peaceful. We experienced the COVID lockdown here.
Yeah.
And when you hear from other people in other places around the world, this was a very peaceful place to be during that whole process. And it's not just the COVID, it's like any major event. When you're in Southeast Asia and you look out, you think, wow, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. They're driving with the dogs on the motorbikes.
Yeah, we like that also.
Yeah, we used to be all 5 of us on one at some point. The 3 children and us, and sometimes even bags, and used to drive
Bali
like
style.
a real Bali style. But yeah, it's you go through each of the places we've lived in. It was very different because we had different incarnations, in the sense, as you find your purpose, as you grow, as you we're very interested in spirituality. I was in the corporate sector. Cecile, we were in a very jet set sort of corporate mainstream world when we met.
So this was your job at this time?
That was my job, and I worked in corporate and in entrepreneurial startups and very business heavy kind of existence for a lot of it. And at the same time, Cecile started spiritual journey, and I was a bit.
We can say with DMT.
With DMT, oh, really? Okay. Where
I was, Where?
Now you want to hear the whole story.
In Holland.
In Holland.
100% legal. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But yeah, we got into medicine, plants, and that helped us to open up a lot and decondition ourselves, deprogram.
Yeah.
Because I think we all have everything inside. And, what we have to do is let go of what's not us. And so we've done many years of this and helping people do the same now.
Okay.
Helping people shed their limiting beliefs and their programmings so that they can become who they're supposed to be, who they came here to be. And so the name Soul Doctor is also connected to that, because we work very much at a soul level.
Yeah.
And so we never push or sell or anything. We very much work with vibration, and people who are in a journey to evolve, they connect to us. There's something that happens at a soul level, and they're interested, and they have this need to want to have to do some work with us. Yeah.
At which point was this transformation to the Soul Doctors? So you healed yourself, maybe also like with medicinal plants.
So we did a lot of plant work, and then that was already. We have a beautiful bird here.
Yeah,
they're making a nest above us. So
So we already the plant medicine was already about 20 years ago, right? 20 years ago, we were working with ayahuasca and DMT and mushrooms and Iboga. We did ceremonies with Iboga with a group of healers. And so we started to hold ceremonies. We went to Africa. We got initiated there into the Bwiti tradition. And then we started to hold workshops and retreats already back then. And we started to do a lot of healing work and helping people to transform.
It was in the early 2000s.
So that was already then. And
at that time I was still in the week I was wearing a suit and tie, going to the office, I was working with Fortune 500 companies, doing the thing, and then the weekend was this whole other world.
Yeah.
So
like two lives.
as this is kind of, as we find our purpose, that was a slower process for me, but it became more and more apparent that the suit and tie, it started to get really tight. The tie was feeling like, and then one day I took off the tie. I said, I don't need to wear this anymore. And then eventually I was going without the jacket, and Casual Friday became every day of the week. And bit by bit, this process started where I had an office in Mayfair in London, and I closed down the office, and I realized all of my client meetings, everybody wanted to meet in a hotel or a restaurant or a cafe, nobody wanted to meet in the office. They always wanted to meet in a neutral place.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine, we don't need the office. So over time, this progressed, and then it became that journey from real corporate, sort of fortune companies to the startup scene and incubators, and at this whole time, it became the spiritual journey started to grow, and then we went quite far with that before we started doing the Soul Doctors.
Yeah.
But it became at one point. How long ago was that? There was a point where Cecile was like, was doing the whole entrepreneurial startup. I was starting a new company with a new partner. And Cecile was just like, this it's not exactly
it's not
your purpose, right? And
Michel was still doing healing for people, and we work remotely. So we had friends calling us from around the world, but it was just for our friends and closed ones, the close family and friends. And so that was a side kind of gig back then. And he was more focused on, signing big deals and stuff like that. But one day I just had this epiphany that I was like, we gotta work with our gifts. We gotta get back full on to working with our gifts. And slowly, that developed over the years. And initially we were doing more, like I was telling you earlier, we were much more focused on the energy work.
Yeah.
Because through energy work, we had incredible results. Misha is a master healer, and when he works on people, he's helped people heal from cancer, from all sorts of things. Like really, and so other healers started to know about us and started to refer their hardcore cases. So we dealt with like super heavy cases, black magic, possessions, exorcisms. That's a very regular thing that, and people that other healers couldn't heal would come to us or would be sent to us. So we were doing this, and so we started, we had people coming to us regularly, but it was what we noticed is that, they would be like, wow, that's amazing, you changed my life, thank you so much. And then 6 months later they'd be back, or 3 months later, and it was a bit disheartening to see that they would come back and go back into the same problems. And that's when we started to add a part of mindset work and spiritual and emotional coaching to help people to really work through their emotions and their thoughts. Because if you can clear a lot out of somebody energetically, you can work through past lives, through karma, through lineage, all of that. That's things that we can do. But then if the person comes out of that and continues with the same story in their head, and they don't understand that this isn't serving them, they need to think differently. They need to learn how to process their emotions. They need to learn how to handle day-to-day things without, and so if they don't do that, then they end up recreating a lot of the things that you've cleared. So that's why we thought that it's important for people to work differently. And so instead of doing one-off sessions with people, we don't do this anymore. Okay. We started to do only processes where we take a person and we really go full power in their life. Like we go into every aspect. We'll look at their home situation, we'll look at their emotions, we'll look at their relationship, we'll look at their sexuality, we'll look at their finances, we'll look at their thoughts, and their
work.
It's really holistic.
Work. It's like really, really on and their spirituality. And so it's for people that are ready to transform and they want to make a big shift. If they just want to go and get a Reiki session, this isn't the place. Like they're not gonna, and that's what happened. A lot of people, they're like, I don't want to do that big thing. So when you do that and you feel bad, you get a healing, you feel great for another 2 months, then you feel bad again. And so you can go on for years and years and years. You can be like 15 years, you're still messed up because people haven't addressed the core of why they're messed up. And so when people work with us, we really go deep with them. We go deep, and we really help them to shift their whole being, and so that's super exciting. That's the work that we love doing, and especially for people who are world changers, who are entrepreneurs, who have a mission. You are the source of your reality. You are the creator of your reality. So, like, high achievers, they understand this. You have to do your inner work, and there's a lot of people as well there are a lot of people as well who are talented and who are gifted, and they have things to bring to the world, but they're coming from a wounded place, and they are projecting their stuff outside. They want to fix the outside so that they will feel better. Yeah. And the truth is that when they're coming from that place of being wounded and they're trying to fix the outside, they get so depleted. Even if they come with the best intentions, they just get depleted energetically. Where if they do their inner work, they find that their vibration goes up, which is our specialty. This is what we really are about. We love helping people raise their vibration, raise their consciousness. And when that happens, they're much more efficient. They work less. There's more flow in their life. They don't have the wrong people in their life. All of that goes away naturally because you attract what you are. You don't attract what you want. So you have to vibe at the level of what you want to have it. So this is for us like the most important thing is the inner work. Yeah, helping people with that. Yeah.
Our connection here is because of a really, really good friend of mine, Christian, and also like doing this Chi Blancos. He was twice on the podcast. Really good friend of us. And I saw it. I saw like this vibrational shift because they were here and they just did a coaching with you, and we met them and talked a little bit, and it was really like the higher vibration.
And they have changed so much, and we love them so much. They're just an amazing couple, and
greetings.
Hi guys, and their product is just so amazing. The Chi Blanco. Absolutely, we fell in love with their product. We have the one for the home as well, which is phenomenal. So and it's been incredible working with them because they're both of them are so clairvoyant and so they can really see what happens on the energetic level when we do work with them, and then they just got it. They were so committed. And they've shifted at such a fast rate, and you know, I know that they're working a lot less. Their company is growing. They're rocking it. And they look different. Everyone that they saw when they came back home is telling them how different they look, and their connections are better. We work a lot on relationships as well, healing relationships, and it's just been a pure joy to watch their transformation. But I want to say also that, you know, they put in the work. It's like we really do something, but it's not just like somebody, you know, sits on...
It's not like the pill you gave them and then everything is okay.
No, they did the work, and for that, and I was telling Mish actually, I love working with Germans. I love my Germans because Germans are just very honest, I find. And so, you know, I think the biggest problem in personal transformation is people lying to themselves and denial, you know, and that happens sometimes unconsciously. We're not aware of our blind spots, but our specialty is pointing out the blind spot and helping people see it so that they can transform it. And then, you know, with the whole energetic. And I find that with Germans, people are just like immediately owning it and going, oh wow, yeah, that's true, and how can I work on it, instead of like trying to fight for a story and all of that. So that I really, really appreciate that part. Yeah,
no, they were great.
And if you look at I'll just explain a little bit, because I don't know if any of your listeners probably are familiar with the work of David Hawkins, the psychiatrist. He has that. You can see that spiral. If you look at emotional vibration, the chart of the emotions and the vibrations. So, the lowest vibrating emotion is shame, which vibrates at 20, and then it goes up to 1,000, which is pure unity, consciousness, enlightenment. And so, and under 200, it's still within the ego, and then over 200, it's you go into but so. For instance, when you're at 500, an individual who's at 500, which is unconditional love, it's not like 5 people at 100. It's like 750,000 of people at lower vibrations. So we feel that really the way to save the world or help the world or change the world, that is not saving, but it's really to help individuals, each of us, to raise our vibration. Because one person that does that work helps so many people around themselves and themselves, obviously, but it starts at home. And so, when we work with people, when we start with them, we measure their vibration, and then we can see over the period of time how their vibration changes. And along with your vibration comes a whole, it affects the relationship, the type of food you eat, the type of music you listen to, the type of intimacy you have, all of that. Like at the low vibrational level, also people are pulled downwards, so they have to fight against their lower instinct. So they want to do bad things, they want to drug, they want to drink, or they have like pulled downward, they're sabotaging, all that kind of thing. But as we help them to raise their vibration, then you're pulled upward, and then it gets easier because they're attracted to what's good, they want more of what's healthy for them, so they don't have to fight so much.
For the listeners now who are really interested in this work now, because I am really interested, but how can they apply maybe you have some techniques just in their daily life to raise this vibrational shift? Because maybe the listener now says, okay, now I want to do it, and what can I do? What is the first step on this process?
Well, I mean, there are different ways to raise the vibration, but so definitely emotions play a big role, right? Yeah. So that's why you see some people that are very evolved spiritually, but they're still vibrating low. And that's because they're still carrying, unconscious or conscious fears or guilt or shame or anger and things that they haven't worked through. So, working through emotions is really a way that clearing out the negative emotions, the lower emotions, is something that helps raise the vibration. There are different ways of doing this, but it can take a long time. So, and then people can meditate and all of that. And so there are different ways, you can work on your mindset. There are different methods. What we offer is a fast way of getting there. So it's shortcut. Like the biohacking. It's not it's actually it's like we really
spirit hacking,
body mind spirit hack. So we
do the mental
really,
hack.
Make it much faster. So people who work with us, they want result and they want it quick. Yeah. Because we work with people that we can take very advanced people on. Okay, we take people that have done this for 30 years, that are coaches, that are on the spiritual path for years and years, with a client who was a monk for a couple of years and is a coach coaching before,
endless.
And we've had people who've done endless vipassanas, who've done
a lot.
So and we still help them a lot. So we find that even with a lot of meditation or a lot of therapy for people, we have people who've done years of therapy coming to us. It works to a certain degree. And also people who've done a lot of coaching, it works, but we have a secret sauce around with pointing out certain blind spots, helping the mindset, and then what Misha does because he can go into past lives and lineage, and he can go into things that you're not aware of, and you might heal a trauma in this life, but it might be connected to so many other things. And that was one of the things that our friend said after working with us. Like the last day, Christian said, I've healed 1,000 lives of karma. And he saw that. And that was in, a few weeks. Yeah. So that's it. There are many ways, but
and I think
this is an accelerated option.
It's a bit like for some people who know Dr. Joe Dispenza. He does a lot of the meditation, visualization type work that is very helpful. What we do is kind of like a done for you Joe Dispenza. You can sit and meditate, like some of our clients who've done it. They've put in the hours. Yeah, they really have. And you can do this for a long time, but knowing how to access and change your quantum reality is, I have a feeling it's something that you are genetically inclined to do. Some people might get it in one sitting. Some people might not get it at all. So it's an open-ended book, but through the work that we've done over the past 20 years, this opened up for me. So I'm able to not only access my quantum field, but go into other people's and change certain things within their field.
Within their timelines.
And their timelines. And this is where one of the things that really excites us with the work is that once people do the emotional work, once they have their mindset ready and all of this, is lifting the vibration of themselves, their companies, and then, creating new timelines. And this is really exciting because you can just take things to the next level.
That's what what we're most excited about is the whole manifesting and just enhancing that aspect for people who have conscious businesses and who have incredible, interesting, innovative projects and stuff. So, but before someone can go there, we have to do all the groundwork, which is emotional and clearing whatever blockages are there. So, that's one thing that Dr. Hawkins talks about as well, is that the old paradigm, there's a lot of struggle, and it's all about, no pain, no gain. You got to fight for your results. You got to, go hardcore. But as you, this paradigm where we work in, it's, you have a goal, and instead of fighting like crazy for your goal, you release all the obstacles that are between you and your goal. And so the obstacles are your limitations, your traumas, whatever the beliefs you have that you're not good enough, all these things, the programs you've inherited from your parents, from the scarcity mentality, all of these things. So you release, and when you release all the blockages, that's it, you have your goal. So that's the way we work through releasing.
There's so many entrepreneurs and so many businessmen who struggle really hard, and it's just this 24/7 hustle mentality. I would lie if I say I don't have it. But
that's vibrational.
Yeah,
that's entirely vibrational.
Yeah, but I also helping people to get over it and to make I call it a smart performance. So maybe it's a little bit similar to first go into the emotions and to go into meditation. And we also did it on our Nadia and me, our business retreats. They're coming for business and they want to have more money and bigger impact and everything, which is good. But then we did biohacking, we did meditation, we did ice bathing, and then it was so easier to go into this business task and making masterminds and brainstorming and everything.
Because you help them release tension, right? So then they're much more able to.
So you just work with one participant at a time, or you have more?
So we have options. We can have small groups, or we can do one-on-one, or we can do couples, and we can do just corporate. Just so these are the options. Yeah.
And how do you work with like a company? So just interesting because it's way more than just an individual.
So with the company, it's the same. The company is created by the people who work in it. So
Founder.
They have to work on themselves and evolve themselves. And when they do raise their vibration, we can help raise the vibration of the company as well, because everything has a vibration. So a certain company might have a vibration because of for instance, we were talking to this friend of Christian and Anna, actually, and he's lovely, and I can see his vibration. And when he created his company a few years ago, he was vibrating lower. So the vibration of the company is quite low compared to his, but he could go much higher, and then the company could also vibrate much higher. And what that means is that you have less of the wrong people in the company. You have more flow. You have less, problems with. You see the bird agrees. Yeah, with somebody cheating or somebody doing a job, whatever, because the vibration is such that when the vibration rises for a person, like if the people and the environments, the things around them that are not vibrating at that level start to fall away. So, naturally, they meet friends that are vibrating higher. Their location, they move house. Things start to. Everything evolves in their surrounding as they evolve.
Yeah, and you just said it's a kind of flow which you create with this coaches or these clients. And I also work a lot of. I'm very interested in this flow states because you have this super states of the mind and of the body. And what's your opinion on flow? So what is flow for you? And do you also create intentionally flow states for your...
You're talking to Mr. Flow right here.
Yeah,
the
this is good.
The guy's in flow 24/7.
Yeah. How do you do it?
It's a result of the kind of work we do, but I'm always in flow state.
Yeah.
And
I can certify. I can witness it's true. A guy does not have a bad mood.
Yeah.
Or it just does not exist.
It's not even for me when I'm going through the day. It's not even it's not even the mood. It's like I'm moving through a very soft, gentle field that I've created. Mm-hmm. It's all very much.
And you have a massive to-do list.
Yeah. I have action lists, endless notebooks that are there.
Yeah.
And every day I look and I'm like, wow, all ticked off. Just different ticks. But it's not. It just happens
Misha is so efficient.
Just happens
it's
very
crazy.
effortlessly.
Yeah.
You've been always like this?
I've been structured from the corporate sort of training, but when I was in the corporate world, I wouldn't say it was stressful, because my nature was already. I wouldn't stress so much about things, but it was difficult.
Yeah,
I would have a list. I would be, it'd be really, I have to pull up my sleeves and wow, got to get through this. I work on the weekend and do the thing. And at London, at some point, I realized I didn't have a vacation. I didn't leave London for years. It's just nonstop. So,
yeah, when you built your business, you were working 12, 15 hours a day, solid, just sitting at home. But then the business did really well. Then you were working 5 hours a year for a few years.
Yeah.
So it's not working anymore, maybe.
Yeah, so no, it worked very well. So
It worked very well, but it wasn't our passion,
getting
right?
all the systems to work in flow state,
Yeah.
so that I was only needed for very specific tasks, just to, and everything, with team of people, lots of people were working, but my involvement was to create the whole thing, and then to maintain it. And when you have the right checks and balances, you need much less involvement.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, but it was, like that whole thing of finding your purpose. That was one of those things where it just didn't feel right. It wasn't. Money was great. I was making ridiculous amount of money per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we calculated your hourly fee.
It was crazy.
It was silly.
But I had no passion at all in the thing. So that's in a sense why having an entrepreneurial spirit, it's like, okay, so what next? How? What? Da. But I wasn't giving enough importance to spirituality.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. And now when we flipped into our purpose completely, I realized that it doesn't have to negate all of that. Mm-hmm. The years as an entrepreneur, the years in the corporate world, it's 100% useful and applicable to my life.
Yeah.
So now we support people who are in the same area. And it's not about throwing that away, because that's great. I mean, being an entrepreneur is very, very symbiotic in a sense to a spiritual development, because you're constantly challenging yourself. Yeah. You're constantly having to put yourself out and question yourself and look and test and grow, and you stretch and you get there, and then you realize, and that's very much the spiritual journey is raising your vibration is also that. But when they come together, then they start, and you get to a certain vibration, it starts to lift you up. And so you start getting pulled towards your goals rather than, pulling yourself up the mountain.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that you've done it, and we have this background, we can help people who are entrepreneur, even people who are quite initially more in the box, because we're not super woo-woo. We don't come across like in a hippie way or in a and so we can very much relate to top 1%er. I've worked with VIPs and all of that for many years, and in the 5-star hotel industry and Misha. So we can be a bridge, if you want, for spirituality without going in the super new age, super woo-woo kind of scene where people don't want to just sing Kumbaya by the fire. Yeah. They want to be spiritual, but they want to also, evolve and be part of the world and be, just engaged and bring great ideas to fruition. Yeah.
You want to share some success stories from your clients? Like they have, you said they have a really deeply impact on the world. Just a few, to share.
Well, we've got Christian and Anna. I think their companies.
That's one.
That's one. We've worked. We have one of our clients who's in Australia. And she's still working with us, but she's helping. Actually, she's somebody who helps the top 1% herself.
Okay.
And she, when we started, she was very successful, and that happens. Like some people are very successful, but they're in debt, and they're not doing well with their finances. They're not able to hold on to their cash, and they're
making 7 figures, but still.
So
finding debt.
Yeah.
So it's an entrepreneurial it's not uncommon in the entrepreneurial world.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So she's somebody that's completely shifted her life, and she's having a lot more impact, and she's having like her thing has totally taken off, and she just, I think last month she cleared all her debts. But when she first hired us, she was actually literally crying because she was so maxed out on all her credit cards and everything that she had to take more credit for that. But now over a few months, she's managed to overcome that, and she's selling a lot of things to people who are having impact. So she's having a lot more impact, and she's
changed her business as well. She's really taken it to another level. So it's interesting to.
Yeah, I love this idea very much, to help this successful people to being more happy and to being more engaged in the world. And I also had a client now. His big dream is he wants to buy rainforest back, like in a huge amount. And he is in the crypto area, and he's an online entrepreneur. And I love to help those people, and same like you do, like shifting for me, it's on the body level, it's the better sleep and better food, and also like going into meditation, into relaxation. And I
think there's a lot of collaboration possible between us, actually, as I'm hearing you.
If you need to have a sleep doctor.
Sleep is 90% of health, right?
Yeah, it's for me. I always said it's the biggest biohack. It's the biggest biohack.
Yeah.
And the most entrepreneurs, they make like they just save on the how I say it. They cut their sleep to be more successful. But the other way around is the right thing.
Exactly.
So,
because you are your business. You are. It's your business is you. You are your business, and so when you're not well, and if you sacrifice, the idea of sacrificing yourself and all of that, it's just old. It's like last season completely, and we like very much the idea that the vibration is everything. So we have friends that work similarly to us, and we're in touch with, we only know one couple who does similar work to us, but they, when things are challenging or whatever, they go in nature, you take a break, you look after yourself, you don't just go. And so that's another thing for vibration also. It's like, it's really like about looking after yourself, right? And you don't go push hard against yourself, be harsh on yourself. That brings results, but it's very damaging in the long run.
I always say like bio-destroying.
And about sleep also, because we're parents. For us also, like 90% of parenting is sleep. Like when the kids don't sleep enough, it's crazy. People are like, oh, how do you do your kids? It's all about the sleep. They need sleep. They need to sleep early, have their beauty sleep. Other than that, that's like.
There are a lot of moms and dads who come to me and said, okay, I have like 2 or 3 kids, and for me it's impossible to apply this biohacking on my sleep because, you can't imagine how this is maybe. And just, there are so many children who are, like waking up in the night. And so what's your how do you deal with such challenges, or dealt maybe?
Well, it depends how old they are, right? Our kids don't wake up at night anymore. The youngest one is 6. But when they were very small, they wake up. It's kind of unavoidable. But we are very alternative in our parenting, so we co-slept with them, and we always breastfed for 8 years.
Okay.
But not one. I mean, the 3 of them, and so. They were always breastfed, so when they're breastfed, when they sleep at night, they get breastfed. When they don't breastfeed, then the parent has to get up and make a bottle and heat up the microwave and whatever people do. And that's a lot more challenging. But there are all sorts of hacks for putting children to sleep, and one of them is being able to read the signs, because it's like with us, right? It's like there's a moment where you feel tired, and if you fight it and you don't go to sleep, then you can have like a second wind. And the babies are like that. They'll give signs. The young children, they'll start to yawn or look a bit tired.
You have to catch that early.
You have to catch that, and then you have to. I mean, the entire book's about this. I don't mean to give the whole instructions, but really, when you catch it, when you're able to read the sign, you catch it, and then you put them in a quiet place, and they get to sleep. Then that's great. If they're stimulated at that time, and then they have a second wind, then it's just challenging.
Thank you for sharing this knowledge. Really important knowledge, I think, for most of the listeners as well. And what about other health hacks do you use to have a higher vibration, or do you use anything, or you just like meditating, or just give a...
Water is
our number one.
The water is perfect here, really.
We're really big into our water, so we distill our water, and then we show you our little installation, right? We make it spiral one way, spiral the other way. We add some minerals.
Clockwise, anti-clockwise.
Right. And then
add minerals between the spins.
And then we're very big into our oolong tea. So we drink oolong tea from Taiwan, which we're just having together.
Yeah.
And we only drink high mountain oolong, and it's just really, it just has a special thing to it. And we have an amazing tea master, actually.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, it's got so many health benefits. Then we have another biohack.
Now you know the word.
Misha's chocolates, which are raw vegan.
It's just melting here, but I will take a finger of it.
We love our raw vegan chocolates. We love our salt lamps. I think it's awesome for the house.
Also the lights.
You change everything. Junk light. Topic. Also for the sleep.
We try to sleep before 10. And we love waking up super early and meditate, journal, pray, do whatever in the morning.
When you have children, if you can do all that before they get up.
Perfect.
Life is good. And the sun and the sea. And
the durian.
Durian. Oh my God, durian. But I don't know if your listeners are in Germany. They might not have access to durian, but durian is one big.
And then the really huge part is our thoughts.
Thinking, clean thinking.
We're super clean thinking. We went through a long process of really analyzing our thoughts. Changing, detoxing.
So you wrote them down, or what did you do? Or just talk about.
There's self-awareness. There's being coached. There's clearing. We also get coached, and there's clearing energetically the emotions, clearing energetically some of those thought patterns, why they're coming, understanding yourself, and just healing these aspects. And now the mind is very clear, and clearing the parasites actually is a very good one. The one that you're doing now, that is very, very valuable. So, but a clean mind definitely gives you a good life. It's
clean mind is it's priceless. You wake up positive mindset. Everything is just lifting from there. And, it's
and clear goals, a clear direction.
Clear direction.
That is really something that we know where we're going. We've seen it. We already know. It's kind of.
It's also good for the flow state. Just to be very clear what you want in life.
And you know that you're going towards your goal no matter what happens, and sometimes things go not according to plan, but it doesn't matter. The goal is still there. It's still happening.
Yeah.
So it's just staying with that knowing that we're still getting to our vision. There's just not a doubt about this.
So you don't get stuck in the situation.
You don't get
when you've worked on your mind,
circumstances.
You don't.
Mm-hmm. The circumstances
like
don't
most
affect
of the entrepreneurs, because I had the incubator, most entrepreneurs who stumble, it's that, they have the doubts, they have the things, they have, after 18 months to 3 years, the number of startups that don't make it, it's pretty high. And there's a lot of it can be avoided. There's, making sure you have enough cash in the runway there. And that's also mindset and attracting the right people, attracting the right investors. But when you hit those stumbling blocks, that's the spiritual journey. It's the growth opportunity. It's the entrepreneur's journey. If you have a clear goal, and that'll help you tremendously, even if you haven't worked on your mind.
And when you have a clear goal and you know it, then no matter what's happening is an opportunity. You're not gonna just go, oh, that's it now, COVID, end of the world. I can't do it.
Yeah.
When you've seen your goal, you're like, okay, hey, that's a great opportunity. Actually, we live at a great time. It's amazing right now. Like for people who work on their vibration and lift their vibration and heal themselves, this is just the best time to be alive now.
It's funny because actually a few of our clients called us, and when it happened and everybody panicked, they were like, wow,
rocking.
I've had the best month of my business ever.
I know a lot of these entrepreneurs.
And and there are always going to be people who are rocking at this time, and that's just going to be the people who are going to be able to help others, and and so we feel that's the best thing we can do for the world is help people who have impact to be in the best place possible.
So now, like going fast forward in the future, how do you see the world maybe in 10 years with your work and also like with this COVID topic? Let's just go into the time machine now.
Well, the different timeline, but we have our own timeline that we see, and Misha's an incredible visionary, and that is a topic for a whole 10 series podcast one day, because he has visions for the future that are grand.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Want to share something?
Super positive. It's building new systems for living for humanity.
Yeah.
So building new cities, 5 cities on 5 continents that really highlight exactly what can happen, and then those blueprints are shared within the continents to other nations who can then build it. It's that's
a long-term project.
a long-term project, and the thing is that when this whole topic of consciousness and the holographic universe and the quantum field, we all are perfectly living our realities as we should be. So some people are rioting, some people are struggling, some people are having the best time of their life ever. And it's all perfect. And it needs to be that way, and consciousness evolves. So if I look in the future, some people will still be rioting, some people will still be doing that.
Yeah.
Some people will be having an even better time than ever.
Yeah.
And
when not chipped.
when you look, it's like if you look in an art museum, if you're standing close to a masterpiece with your nose 10 centimeters away, you see part of the picture.
Yeah.
And the further you get away from it, you start seeing the whole picture, and then you start seeing all the pictures on the wall, and you have a very different perspective. And that's really coming out of different levels of conditioning and broadening your awareness of consciousness, and then starting to see like, oh wow, actually there's another room in the museum. Maybe I should go over there. Yeah. And you can change your realities, and that's very much the way we work with people like that. And so I'm very positive and optimistic about the future.
It's already happened though in Germany and everywhere in the USA during this crisis now. So like home office, 1 year or 2 years before, it's not working. All said it's not working. Now, okay, it's working for a lot of people. And so we maybe go like one step behind and see what's possible with within this crisis as well. Yeah, so it's really interesting. Yeah. Wow. So we just talked like 1 hour now. Yeah. And I think I can talk like 2, 3, 4 hours maybe.
Easy.
And so what's your, do you have a plan right now for the next week? So you stay here in Kopangan, right?
Yeah, we're based here.
You're based here now.
Yeah, we're based here. There are more people coming to work with us.
Yeah.
And
we work with people remotely.
We work remotely.
Okay.
So
they don't have to come here, but they're coming to us.
Yeah.
Some of our clients I've never even seen them, never met them. I don't know what they look like. I've seen a photograph, but
we do.
So that doesn't matter. So we can live and work wherever.
Yeah.
Because you can also access like this quantum field and work.
We can access the quantum field, and we have an online program, and so we work that way, so we can serve anybody wherever they are.
Yeah.
But we
have very interesting people coming to us.
Yeah.
Like very, more and more interesting.
Yeah.
People that are coming to work with us, and we might travel a bit, depending.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or some of our clients are also planning to come and visit us.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
But our plan is to keep evolving and keep helping other people evolve.
Yeah.
Nice. And keep having fun and be happy and love life. That's the plan.
It's a good plan.
I need chocolate.
I need chocolate and durian.
And oolong tea.
Okay, how can the listeners get in contact with you or with your work?
When they're interested?
You have a website.
We have a website.
We have a WhatsApp. We have
the website is called lightventures.life. And we also have souldoctors.com. It's souldrs.com.
Yeah.
And they can find us online.
Yeah, on Instagram as well.
On Instagram, we have the Soul
nice
Doctors.
Quotes.
That's like a daily inspiration. It's just some fun quotes that we share.
Yeah.
But we might start using it differently. We'll see. But at the moment, it's just to put out good vibes.
Yeah.
It's good. So for me, it's like a good first contact, like just to see what these guys are thinking.
Yes, and we have a healing meditation group that we host every day. We have a meditation. We have a group that meditates together. So we created this during the lockdown.
Yeah.
And for people who are stuck at home. So some of our clients, some of our friends, people around the world. And so everybody sits at the same time for 10 minutes a day. And they usually write hi on the WhatsApp group. And so this group has a real strong field. And every Saturday, we do a group healing on that group. So people meditate every day. And on Saturday, we have sometimes a Zoom as well. And we do a group energy blasting.
Wow.
Every Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. So people can also connect with us, and we can add them if they're interested in that.
Okay, I put all links in the show notes.
Okay,
and
great.
then the
thank you.
listeners can go on the vibration of yours. Thank you for taking this time today. And the last word is for you. When you have a big whiteboard for the world, what stands on it? Can collaborate maybe.
It's all about evolution.
A big whiteboard.
If you had a big whiteboard, what would you write on it?
What would you write?
Right.
A quote. My favorite
No, I got you.
quote. Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Really good.
Well, it sounds like it's a very simplistic thing.
Yeah.
But it's not, because this is all about vibration, right? The energy of worry is very low, and the energy of happiness is high.
Yeah.
When you vibe high, you attract good things. It's easier said than done, but that's it. It's really like vibrating high is what brings you all the magic.
Yeah, and that song, a lot of people sort of sang it. It's kind of like it almost. I remember my father didn't like it because he thought it's like being lazy.
Yeah,
but it's not that at all. It's really deep. So a lot of people are like, "Yeah, don't worry, be happy," because their worried mind is always planning what if. But it's actually really deep.
Yeah. It's Bob Marley, right?
It's Bobby McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin. Bob Marley's like a similar? No? Okay, my fault.
It's a deep one.
Focus on what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For entrepreneurs, it's a good one.
It's a good mantra for entrepreneurs.
It's a good mantra because there are always things that pop up, but focus on the goal
and it's not happy. Repress your worry, right? It's like heal this so that you don't have it and you just are happy, So stay happy, stay high vibe.
That gets you in the flow state.
That's how miracles happen. Yeah, life is magical.
Thank you for sharing everything today. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Looking forward to meet you again in Kopangan, maybe next year.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Another amazing interview on the Natural Biohacking podcast, at this time with Cecil and Misha, aka the Soul Doctors. It was a privilege to interview these two extraordinary coaches and healers and to spend so much time with them. Their lifestyle and everyday life is characterized by natural biohacking, from the changed lamps to the optimized water to the deeper inner work with themselves and their clients. I would call this work deep soul coaching, because they really work with everything they got, and not only on a physical or mental level. It's also very exciting that they consciously include the plant world as coaches, be it nutrition, supplementation, and medicinal plants like ayahuasca, magic mushrooms, and other psychedelic compounds. The term soul doctors, you may think, sounds a little bit exaggerated, but this word describes the work they do best. They are two great healers and live exactly what they give to others. If you want to learn more about their work and how you can benefit as an entrepreneur, then book a free appointment for a consultation with Cecil and Misha at robinstolberg.de/soul doctors. It's robinstolberg.de/soul doctors. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate this. And if you like the podcast, I would of course be very happy about a review on iTunes. And then we see you in the next episode on the Natural Biohacking Podcast. Cheers, Robin.